Regrets, unachieved objectives and broken dreams all got one thing in common: willpower, a lack of and a need for. You have heard this word before in the speeches of the successful men you look up to, but it probably seems for you like an abstraction, something that some men were born with, something that seems intangible for you, something you wish you had more of but have no idea how to get it. If you want to know what willpower is, friend, and more importantly how to build it for yourself and sustain it for long periods of time, here are a few points that will help you achieve this. Willpower is a powerful energy source, and just like any other source of energy, it can be depleted, strengthened or conserved. If you wish to be the man who makes of himself and his life anything you want them to be, you need to learn how to tap into this energy and harness it to make your visions a reality. Your strength as a man is measured by the strength of your will, the power you have in choosing your direction, in choosing what you shall do. Willpower is nothing more than mental energy that allows you to direct your actions. Your thoughts and emotions cannot be controlled, but you can, through willpower, control how you act on them by putting the focus on what you want to think about while keeping unwelcomed ideas at bay. You cannot force yourself to feel happy or sad, but you can decide to take action to change how you feel. If you feel down, there is no reason to force a smile and fake your happiness, but you can will yourself to go for a run and lift your spirits. Even though there are ways to minimize the number of impulses that you have by removing yourself from situations that might trigger them, you do not have control over whether they pop in your head or not. When the desire to eat a piece of cake while on a fat loss diet or the impulse of punching a guy in the face or cutting you off pops in your head, willpower can help you regulate your reactions to these impulses. If you were ever engaged in difficult projects or prepared for challenging competitions, friend, you probably faced many times situations in which the rational conclusion would have been to quit and give up. Whether in sports, academia or life itself, there are and will be moments that require you to focus and concentrate when you are depleted of energy, to expend extra effort when you are exhausted, and to try one more time when it seems that you have no tries left in you. In these types of moments, willpower will be the thing that kicks in, and only through sheer willpower will you be able to still stay on track and move forward. Knowing all this, friend, keep in mind that willpower is a finite resource, and the less of it you have, the more inclined you are to make decisions that are not in line with your goals and objectives. Think of willpower as a muscle. If you do not use it, it becomes weak. If you want to strengthen it, you must exercise it enough so that it grows stronger. But if you exercise it too much without recovering enough, you will reach a point of failure. Depleting your willpower is something you want to avoid, so the obvious question is, how do you run out of willpower? Every time you have a desire or impulse that conflicts with your values and goals, you will need to exercise self-control to keep yourself on track. Willpower acts as fuel for self-control, which means the stronger the impulse and the harder it is to resist, the more of your willpower will be burned up in the fight. The more willpower you will use on one decision, the less willpower you will have to control other thoughts, emotions and actions. With time, as you run out of willpower, you will become hesitant when it comes to risks or even making decisions, and you will begin to drift to the easiest and safest option in order not to expend any more mental energy, giving in to short-term impulses even if those choices conflict with your long-term goals. If you are in a willpower depleted state, friend, you will lack any drive and mental power to resist even the smallest desire. Understand that willpower is a force that once you figure out how it works, you can become a master of, and you can learn how to strengthen and harness it while minimizing its destructive potential so that it serves you and your purposes. There is only one way of building your willpower, friend, and that is by working on any goal that exercises self-control. Any task that will put your brain out of your comfort zone will strengthen your willpower. Whenever you try to change a habit, you deplete your willpower in the challenge, but over time the strength of your willpower increases from these actions, making it easier for you to take on bigger tasks in the future. Whether you are learning to write with your left hand, seeking to exercise early in the morning, or trying to stop swearing, you are increasing the endurance of your willpower. With any habit that you are trying to implement, not only are you strengthening your willpower, but you also free up more of your willpower for other tasks, because any decision that becomes habitual will eventually use little to no willpower to make. By building good habits for yourself, friend, you will minimize the number of temptations in your life, automating many of your actions and keeping your willpower tank full by spending less time resisting desires and impulses. Build your willpower, friend, by getting out of your comfort zone, but also learn how to conserve it for the things that are most important to you and not use it up foolishly on dumb and useless stuff. Focus on having only one goal at a time. Understand that your willpower is not an infinite resource, and the more of it you spend on one thing, the less you have for other things. Define your goal clearly and specifically so that you can be sure exactly what you are aiming for, instead of burning out your willpower wandering around without any direction. Any challenge that you engage in will require change. Prepare in advance so that you make changes during calm periods. Any extra stressor, any extra pressure will use away your willpower, leaving you without enough of it to reach your main objective. Remove the extra clutter from your brain by making to-do lists. Any complex goal will require you to engage in multiple activities and do multiple tasks. Do not waste your willpower on remembering everything that needs to be remembered. Put everything that is important on paper. Whenever you plan to change your life around, it is easy to underestimate how challenging it will be for you to resist temptations and impulses. Understand your temptations and impulses and create emergency plans in advance so that when you are in the heat of the moment, close to giving in, that option isn't available for you anymore since it was decided upon earlier. Throughout your days, friend, you will be exercising your self-control by making decisions which will drain your willpower. Make sure you deal with the difficult tasks first, when your willpower tank is full and fresh. Whatever your goals and dreams are, friend, remember that self-control is self-mastery. To be able to pursue self-mastery, to achieve your life goals and to chase character and virtue, you must become the man to whom the strength of his will is one of his vital qualities. There will never be an accomplishment that could be measured next to the greatest accomplishment of all, mastery of self. Regardless of the temptations that surround you, become the man that never drifts away from his purpose. Build your willpower and fuel your self-control so that you have the energy to steer your life in the direction of your dreams.